Okay, I've put this next game in here. Not because it's anything particularly new, because we've seen it on the other consoles already, but because I think this is one of the key indicators of what's coming.
Right, yeah.
Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 remastered for the Switch.
Oh, another one I'm like super keen on.
Yeah, coming out this month, June the 25th.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation, it's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. They've done a cracking job at remastering it, whilst keeping the same kind of arcade feel that the original Tony Hawk's games had.
Yeah.
They've kept that intact. Before Tony Hawk's came out, I used to play a game called Thrasher.
Okay, yeah.
It's named the same name as the magazine.
Yeah.
And that was a skating game, but it was more like they tried to make it like a sim.
Okay.
So you could only do one trick at one time.
Yeah.
And you had to like hold the combination of buttons you were going to do, and then like you know, it was really complicated.
Yeah.
It was really enjoyable. It had a great soundtrack, like a really good hip hop soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
And then Tony Hawk's came out, and it like they like took that concept and put it on steroids. They made it much more fun, much more casual, but you can get really techie with it.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was awesome. The maps were even better, and are now kind of iconic, aren't they? It's one of those games where you can say to most gamers, and they'll be able to remember the hangar or something, or the school.
Yeah.
So it coming out on the Switch is exciting, but I think it's one of the indicators of the Switch Pro.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because it crosses away from Nintendo. The other games we've talked about so far are all pretty much casual games.
Yeah.
I mean, Metroid's a serious game, obviously, but in its aesthetic and in the gameplay is quite casual. Tony Hawk's is less so, and I think it is hinting at what the Switch Pro, or I hope it's called the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yes, I really do.
Its capabilities and what they are potentially aiming at. For them to port it over, I just feel it's the one that stood out as a departure from the rest. A game came out later.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It was just like, bam, there you go. I mean, I knew it was coming anyway. I think it was leaked like months ago. Because I saw like, you know, it's going to come to Switch eventually, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, great. But I didn't know it was going to be so soon. So seeing that, I was like, oh, brilliant. Even though when you look at it, I mean, yeah, the graphics and everything are turned down, you know, you can see that it doesn't look as good. But honestly, like, you're playing it on a Nintendo system, you don't expect it to be like PS5 graphics, you know. So that's the thing.
But and that's my point. But the next iteration of the Switch Pro, you have the ability to utilize more of the graphics development remastering that they did.
Yeah.
It may be an elaborate reach, but it feels like a clear kind of...
Yeah, I mean, it could be. And the way they could do it is release it for base Nintendo Switches now, so as they are, and then all they'd need to do is just patch it for Switch Pros, you know, and that would be easily done, I think, personally. But either way, I think it's a brilliant release to bring back to Nintendo. I own it on PS4, even though, you know, we play it on PS5. I haven't got the PS5 upgrade, that they've released, because I just haven't bothered yet. But I would definitely buy it on Switch again, even though I've already bought it recently at full price. I would buy it again on Switch just to have it with me anywhere, because when I was a kid, I used to play the Tony Hawk's games everywhere. I was a handheld guy, right? I had all the Nintendo handhelds, and the Tony Hawk's games on the handhelds, like Game Boy, sucked. Like the Game Boy Advance Tony Hawk game was pants. Like, it just was.
Yeah,
and I loved it because I had to love it. I was like, I'm going to love this because this is all I've got. You know, like... So I had to love it. But getting a fully fledged, full Tony Hawk's game finally on a handheld, like, amazing. Like, I am excited for that.
Yeah, and the prospect of a high quality or a higher quality version again, it excites me. Yeah, I'll get it for certain.